We're in the Packers media room after a hot and sweaty practice. I'm with Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Yeah. First off, Graham Harrell. What was your reaction to him being cut? Not surprised, really. I can't believe it's taken this long. I mean, they invested a lot of time on training him and seeing whether he could be any good, and he just wasn't. He just wasn't good enough to play in the NFL. And so they had to move on. They've got a guy in Vince Young who's won games before. And, you know, I mean, he showed finally, and this is exactly what he needed to do. Just move the team. Mm-hmm. Just find a way to get to the end zone, you know, because they'll continue to train him after that. But he's only been in the system a couple of weeks, so I think people wonder, okay, what if Rodgers did go down? Would he be sufficient to run this offense? Probably not at this point, but I still think what you saw was that he has the ability to make something out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's always been what backup quarterbacks are for. They're, you know, you don't expect them to take you to the Super Bowl, but you expect them to keep you competitive. And I think he might be able to keep them competitive just based on his experience. So Mike McCarthy said today that it's still an open competition at number 2, but do you believe that, or do you think Vince Young is the number 2 right now? No, I actually was telling our guys, I said, you know, B.J. Coleman is still in it. They disagreed with me, but I said, you know, if Vince Young comes out and throws 3 interceptions, you know, against Kansas City, B.J. Coleman's back in it. I would not discount him completely. And what do you like or maybe not like about B.J. Coleman? What are his strengths and weaknesses? Well, he's got a really nice arm. I mean, he's got a big arm. You know, he's tall in the pocket. He's more of a pocket passer than Vince Young. I think he has a better arm. But, you know, he also knows the system. But, you know, he's not, he hasn't moved the team either. Mm-hmm. You know, not as well as Vince Young did on that one series. They need to see that from him against Kansas City. He needs to play like flawlessly, you know, just have a great game, and that'll, you know, cause them to think about it a little. Other thoughts coming out of the Seattle game? What jumped out at you? Well, I thought their number one defense was better than what some people thought. I think their defensive line played pretty well, and I think they got a lot of depth there and a lot of options to do some things. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, they also had some breakdowns, and, you know, it'll be kind of interesting to see when they game plan, whether they'll be able to stand up. The other thing was the run blocking was terrible. Mm-hmm. I mean, really bad. And, you know, if they're going to do that against San Francisco, they can forget it, because that's a big physical team that, you know, is going to be hard to move. So they got to run block better than that. Thanks for watching Sports Extra.